Moving along with our agenda. The next item on our agenda is public comments. And I understand that administration has brought forth a name. The board encourages and welcomes comments and inputs from our community, but we cannot respond or deliberate on any subject that is not included on the posted agenda. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes and refrain from mentioning the name of an employee when voicing a concern or complaint, as board policy provides alternate procedures through the grievance process, GF local or DGBA local, seek resolution to complaints, or the superintendent's office. Human Resources and Administration in general can assist you in finding those procedures which are available. The person, single person that we have tonight that's going to speak to us is Mr. Damon Barone, and according to his card, he's going to speak on item number 7. Mr. Barone, the 5 minutes is on the clock, and you are free to begin.
Greetings, Damon Barone, Alief Trustee, parent, taxpayer, and alumnus. Just have a couple comments and questions and concerns regarding the bond committee. As a previous bond committee member, I noticed while sitting on the board that we were separated into particular groups and silos, I like to call them. I received a survey recently regarding the recent bond committee. However, my concern is that I never, while I was on the board, even after the time, I never received an update on when the board was going to discuss these items. So the same way in which you all send these surveys out to get our so-called opinion, why are we not included in the board decisions and discussions? I noticed that Mr. Chambers is the only individual that talks in between silos. Soon after I became a committee member, or bond committee member, I was also invited to be on several other committees because I was outspoken, asked questions, and I was in tune with what was going on with the district. Those same attributes that made me great committee members now seems to make me public enemy number 1 with the board and the district. Now when I ask questions, I have to go through the Attorney General's office to get simple things like the open records request of the board minute meetings. So my question is, why is only 5% of the 80 people on your committee in this board meeting today? Why are they not never advised when the board is going to discuss these items? I remember when Trustee Ho was on the board, he was the only finance committee member with a degree in finances from Texas A&M University. He stated that he would never vote to approve raises or increase raises here in the district because he was concerned about how the district utilizes funds. Now we have another trustee on the board that is in finances, and she was also Natasha Butler. She was also a committee member with me as well that was outspoken. Immediate past trustee, what is her? Anyway, my concern is that our voices are not being heard. Those who challenge or ask the difficult questions are being excluded. You asked for committee members who want to volunteer and be a part of the committee. I raised my hand, nobody reached out to me. My telephone number is 281-752-6823. The same address in which you sent me the survey. I never received any information to be on the committee. My address is 3423 Cascadia Drive, Houston, Texas 77082, and my email address is damon_barone@hotmail.com. That's DAMON_BARONE@hotmail.com. I am tired of only receiving the literature in which you all want for me to have. Individuals are making decisions for our community that do not represent the community. You asked us specifically during the last bond committee, what did we want? We stated that we wanted a place in which our children could graduate here in the district. We didn't receive those things. We stated that we wanted a place that our community members could meet and have meetings. We didn't receive those things. That was supposed to be the career center. Remember we talked about the divided parcels where they could open it up and we could have meetings. Now we're being denied those very same accesses to the information and the request that we had. We said we wanted new buses. All areas didn't receive new buses. We said we wanted seat belts on the bus. We did not receive that. Instead, we received card keys that notify us when our kids get on the bus. I am concerned that these agendas are being pushed by certain individuals, small groups, and our voices are not being heard, nor are we being represented when the chips fall on the table. I remember when Trustee Darlene Rowe first got elected to the board, she stated that If you're not sitting at the table, then you're on the menu. Since then, I not only have the tables been removed, the chairs have been removed, and we're not even allowed to stand in the room alone. So I'm tired of getting eaten on, I'm tired of getting beat up and abused, and before you sit up here and act like I'm a disgruntled employee and disgruntled parent, I have the audio recordings from all of the meetings. Trustee Natasha Butler was in the meeting, Trustee Ann Williams was on the board, and Trustee Rick Moreno was on the board with Trustee Host. So these are not conversations that cannot be verified. I'm not disgruntled. What I am disgruntled about, or what I am disappointed about, is the lack of communication and the one-sided communication of what is dictated to our community, to our teachers, to our parents, and then why do we only have a certain amount of individuals that represent the masses that don't look like our community? Thank you. Damon, Barone, Alief Trustee, parent, taxpayer, and alumnus.
Thank you, Mr. Barone, for your comments tonight. At this time, board, we are going to move to the donation report. Mr. Chambers or with us, Ms. Montgomery, I'm going to go ahead and ask if there are any public comments to be made. We will accept the comment from our community member, Mr. Barone.
Greetings again. Thank you once again. Damon, Barone, Alief Trustee, parent, and taxpayer. My question is, how were parents and community members advised of the ESSER funds and the information? Specifically, I noticed on the bond committee, it talked about you called us, letters were sent out to us, they had online surveys, you talked about the 4 languages that the survey came in, and I received robocalls. But yet, something as important as this ESSER funding for the millions of dollars, let's go back to a comment that Trustee Burrow said, that not painting the students with the same broad brush. I feel like the parents and the community members are being painted with the same broad brush. So if they're only allowed to go to a website to be notified of this information, I don't think that that's equitable, and I feel like the same effort that you put into notifying us about the bond election should go into the ESSER fund, if that wasn't the case. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And just for the record, the survey is still open. And so certainly we do encourage our parents and our families and our community members to actually go and fill the survey out. So it was pushed out in social media. I don't have the specifics of all the channels and the ways in which it was communicated, but definitely we want parent participation. We want our community to participate. So if indeed you have not had an opportunity to fill out the survey, you're more than welcome to.
Let me be more specific in my comment. 85% of our district is socially and economically disadvantaged. So that means 85% of our parents and community members may not have access to a computer, may not have internet services, may be working multiple jobs. So if you're reaching out to me in the same manner and your only response is that the survey is still on the website, you're not addressing the issue of my concern of community members being involved.
Noted, thank you.
We appreciate that comment, and I will always begin, Mr. Barone, you will always know that we always start what is the federal requirements for us to do that. And typically when it comes down to our committees, we always begin with the committees that we know that we have. So those parents and individuals who have always been engaged, I'm pretty sure that they've received the information as well. But I do agree with you that we should always look at more equitable opportunities in order to provide that information. I think even with posting things on the website, by law, there are things that we are required to do. Yeah. So I believe as far as for meeting those requirements, I believe that that's a good beginning and that we've done it there. Thank you, Ms. Montgomery, for sharing. Mr. Barone, did you have any other questions before I close the public comment?
Yeah, I just want to address the legal requirements. That's the bare minimum. That's the bare. I'm not talking about the bare minimum. I'm saying that our community members we require additional circumstances beyond the bare minimum, and that's not what I'm seeing, unless it's something that the district wants, such as a bond referendum. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barone. We always talk about that. We don't want to just check boxes. We try to our best to make every effort as possible. Thank you, Ms. Montgomery, for sharing also that the information is still available on the website. So this is ongoing. This is not the survey has been taken and this is the decision that's been made. You know, it is ongoing, whatever the federal government has stated, the actions and activities that we must take. And that will continue for over what
It's
course
going
of
to
time?
be, this information will still be posted 30 days after the notice of grant award. And so we definitely encourage continued participation. So this really does not require any action. This really was just for the purposes of receiving public comment.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ms. Montgomery, I appreciate it, and thank you, Ms. Barone, for your input. So we will now move on to the next item on the agenda, item number 11, the budget update, and consider approval of date of public meeting and consider approval of proposed tax rate for publication. So board, we will have action to take on this.